Let me show you how to read the tailor's tape like a pro. Welcome to Meg Unique Stitches YouTube channel. My name is Meg, your favorite fashion tutor, committed to showing you easy ways to cut and sew. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, you want to do so right away and click on the notification bell so that each time I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to know. So you may have been wondering, what is when you hear some person say 0.125, you're thinking, what's that? 1 over 8, what is 1 over 8? What is 2 over 8? What is 0.625? What is 3/4? What is 0.25? So all of this we're going to be trashing in this class, so stay to the end. So here we have the tailor's tape. Okay, I'm sure you're familiar with the tailor's tape. It begins from number 1, and it ends in number 60. Okay, so I'll be showing us how to read the inches part of the tailor's tape. At the back here we have the centimeter part, okay, behind it, but in this class I'll be showing us how to read the inches part of the tailor's tape. Very simple, so pay attention to what I'll be saying now. So I said earlier that the tailor's tape begins from 1 inch to 60 inches. Of course, there are some that ends in 120, but basically this mostly we see the ones that ends in 60 inches. Okay, so from this metal point here to this point is 1 inch. From this metal point here to this point is 1 inch. From this point to this point is also 1 inch. From this point to this point is also 1 inch. You will see a longer line, a line that goes from this point to the end of the tape. Okay, so from here to here is also 1 inch. From here to here is 1 inch till you get to 60. Okay, now when you add it up, 1 plus 1, that gives us 2 inches, right? 2 plus 1 gives us 3 inches. 3 plus 1 gives us 4 inches. 59 plus 1 gives us 60 inches. So you see, so each of these box here divided by a longer line that starts from the top to the bottom is 1 inch. When you add up, it increases. Now pay attention. In between this 1 inch box, okay, from here to here, from here to here, from here to here, okay, there are markings, and it is these markings I want you to pay attention to. Everybody, nearly everybody, every fashion designer, dressmaker is familiar with 1 inch, but the problem is usually, how do I read the markings between the 1 inch? How do I read the smaller markings? Now the one that I call 1 inch is the longest line. You can see the longest line, okay, and then in between this longest line we have some lines that are not as long as this one. Okay, for example, this one is shorter, this one here is longer than this. Okay, this here is longer than this and this. Why this longer one is, of course, the longest of all. Now in an inch, in every 1 inch we have 8 markings. Let's count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same goes here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it goes on like that till you get to 60. Even here, if there was no metal here, would have been able to count it to, and you have it to this point as 8 inches. So now whatever we read here, whatever I explain here is what you have here also, but I'll be using this part because of this metal here. Now I said that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 markings that make up an inch. Okay, 8 markings make up an inch. Now how do we read this? This one here is 1/8 or 1 over 8. This here is 2/8, also 2 over 8. This is 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, that's 7 over 8, then 8/8. which is 8/8. Okay, so basically this 8/8 is what we call 1 inch. Okay, an inch, don't forget I said from here to here is 1 inch. Even if you are seeing 2, from here to here is also 1 inch. Even if you are seeing 3, it is when we add them up together that we now have 2 inches, 3 inches, like so. Okay, so I said it is 1 8, 2 8, 3 8, 4 8, 5 8, 6 8, 7 8, 8 8. This 8 8 is what we usually call 1 inch. There's hardly anyone that calls it 8 8. So we call it 1 inch. So we are familiar with 1 inch. So let's talk about the other lines. Now this 1 8 is also called 0.125. 1/8 is a fraction. So sometimes you may hear somebody calling it 0.125. That's the decimal expression of it. So 0.125 is also known as 1/8. Okay, now this 2/8 is also known as 0.25 or 1/4 quarter. We are also used to 1/4 quarter. Okay, so this 2/8 is also called 0.25 or 1/4, which is quarter. Then this third mark here is 3/8, 3/8, also called 0.375. So in case you hear anybody saying 0.375 or 3/8, this is the mark they are talking about, this mark on the tape rule. Okay, now this particular mark here, which is longer than the rest except this particular mark is 4/8 or 0.5 or half. It is half of an inch. You will notice that this particular line here is at the middle of from this point to this point, so it is half of an inch. So this is half of an inch, also called 0.25 or 4/8. Now let's come back to this line here, this 2/8. This 2/8, I said it is quarter. It is half of an inch from here to here. This is the midpoint. Okay, so here we can call it quarter of an inch. Okay, so let's continue. So we have this point here to be 5/8, which is also called in decimal expression 0.625. Then we have here to be 6/8. 6/8 is also known as 0.75 or 3/4. We are also used to the quarter, so this mark here is 3/4. Okay, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, why this next mark here is 7/8, also known as 0.875. Why this here, of course, is 8/8, which I said is unusually called so. We call it mostly 1 inch. Okay, so this goes like that till you get to number 60. Now let me give you some illustration. For example, you hear someone say 1.5. So it's from this metal point here to this point. That's 1.5. From this metal point here to this point is 1.5. Then you get one say 2.5. It is from here to here. Okay, 2.5 is from here to here. That's from this beginning point to this point is 2.5. Okay, 3.5 is from this beginning point to this point. This point here is half an inch. I already said that. So when you say 3.5, you count 1, 2, 3, then half. 3.5. Now when you hear, let's say here 3 and 0.125 or 3 and 1/8. 3 and 1/8. Okay, what they mean is this 3 plus this 1 mark. Don't forget, this is 1/8. 3 plus 1 marking, that's 3/1/8. 3 and 1/8 or 3 and 0.125. When you hear 2 and 1/8, it simply means 2 and 1 marking after 2. 2 inches and 1 marking after, that's 2 and 1/8 or 2 and 0.125. Now when you hear, let's say you hear 30 and quarter. 30 and quarter what they mean is 30. That's from 1 to this point is 30 inches, and quarter is 2 markings after 30, which is this one. Okay, so 30 and quarter. You can hear people say, they can say 30 and 2/8. This is what they mean to 30 and 2/8. From 1 to 30, then 30 and 2/8. Okay, or you hear somebody say 30 and 0.25. They still mean the same thing as this point. Okay, so let's say they say 30 and 3/4. Okay, 30 and 3/4 is the same thing as 30 and 6/8. So you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 30 and 3/4 is from 1 to 30. Then 6 markings after it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 30 and 6/8, or 30 and quarter and 3/4, sorry, or 30 and 0.75. So that is how it goes. Or you hear somebody say 19 and 7/8. Is very simple. Look for the number 19 on your tape rule. From 1 to 19, that's 19. So 19 and 7/8, this is it here, this mark here. Okay, from the beginning to this point is this point is 19 and 7/8. Okay, which we can call 19 and 0.875. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So I hope you learned something. If you have a question, feel free to drop your question in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next class.